it's kind of ironic that we started talking about the podcast and when we was gonna do it and setting up a day. You were pretty busy with school and everything going on, working on the mural, which we're gonna dive into that later on. But it's actually the 11th of January. I find that kind of non-coincidental with this path that I'm on. I appreciate you for being here, cuz
I'm excited to be here.
right. So, you and I met, same last name.
Mm-hmm.
You and I met probably within the past 20 years, which
Maybe
is
less than that.
right. Maybe we saw each other when we was young, but I don't remember it. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that we finally connected, and we're gonna make up for lost time. That's what we're doing,
Yes, sir.
and simultaneously helping the community.
Yes, sir.
Right. So just get some background about who you are,
Mm-hmm.
where you from, and what you're about.
So I'm Kicherra Chisolm. I'm an artist, and I'm from here in good old Rock Hill, South Carolina. But not only do I love art and to create, but I love children. So I love to teach, and predominantly I love to teach children art, just to see the joy on their face and give them the opportunity to express themselves in a joyful way.
Okay. Now, in terms of art itself, when did you realize that art was more than something that you enjoyed, that it was something that you actually needed to do?
I think as soon as I probably picked up something to write or to draw with, um, I was pretty much brought up as an only child. So my paper, pens, markers probably became my best friend. So I was always drawing, coloring, writing something most of the time because I just trying to entertain myself, but also because I thought it was fun and it was pretty and I could do something different each time.
Sweet. Yeah, I look at it as because lyrics. She loves to draw. It's kind of like you're not a documentarian or a journalist quite yet, but you're writing your own story from your
Mm-hmm.
perspective at a young age, and that's something that we should all probably think about tapping back into, just like that inner childhood. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? That's that's basically what I am. I'm a big kid with more wisdom and experience. Like all these experiences that I'm going out and hiking, I'm in the woods, getting into hunting. I went once this year, didn't see anything, but just the experience of being out in nature, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Fishing, I took karate when I was younger, and as you can see what I'm wearing,
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing jiu-jitsu now, and I'm loving it. I had a black belt, and shout out to Master Pat here in Rock Hill. I got a black belt in that, but that doesn't really compare to the journey I'm on now. One stripe white belt, and it's a real serious journey to get to that black belt. So I'm very excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I was just saying, just it's for the kids, man. That's why I really appreciate what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. Um, how would you describe your artistic voice to someone that's experiencing your work for the very first time?
I would say bold. I
Okay.
am a very bold, vibrant, might even say dramatic person. So all of my artwork is really bold, bright, or vivid, or in your face. But then on the contrast, I can be very soft as well. And I like to do a lot of floral elements and things of that nature too. So it's almost as though I'm in some form of the middle of the duality of both because you might see me do for a year just a whole bunch of flowers and then after that the next year everything's just abstract and like abstract colors. So
Beautiful.
it's kind of just it's just what I decide to create at that moment, whatever season I'm in
Exactly. That's what I
and
was thinking.
that part of my life. But I'm I usually use a lot of bold colors regardless of what it is.
Do you feel like you may or may not get seasonal depression?
Yes.
You do get it?
I believe so. I'm a very social person. I like to be around people in the wintertime. I don't even want to go outside. Like even the stuff that I normally would be like, oh, let's do this, let's do that. The wintertime comes and I'm like, no.
I feel you. Um, the reason why I brought that up is because this most recent holiday season, I was just out of it. You know what I mean? And I've heard people talk about seasonal depression and everything. And I've heard people talk about like on other podcasts and like scientists backing that you don't get as much sunlight and vitamin D during the winter. You know what I'm
That
saying?
makes sense.
So, but like my point is, I was in a slump, like a serious slump, like just because, for me, holidays just remind me, oh, my sister's not here anymore. My
I kind of
grandma's
get
not
that.
here. It's
Yeah.
always like everybody got what they deal with, but to me, I believe that seasonal depression is real, and it's important that we all find some type of outlet to complement that to help us get through that.
I agree with you. It's interesting that you say that because as I sit back and reflect, there's probably more to me not being fond of the winter besides it just being cold. But when I was young, my mom passed away in the wintertime, right around the holidays. I was living in Maryland with my aunt and my uncle, and me and my mom were getting ready to move to Italy, and she passed away on the flight back, and I didn't get a chance to see her. So that probably has a lot to do with it too. So when the winter comes, people are always like, "Oh, you don't decorate for Christmas and stuff," and kind of after that, I just didn't care about decorating for Christmas or anything like that. So it just, I guess you're right. It is kind of like a depression kind of thing.
Right. And just so I can say I can relate to that, like back to my sister, like it was right around, it was like 10 days after my birthday 3 years ago. So every time my birthday even comes around, I'm like, man, forget about me, man. You know what, man? It's Veterans Day anyway. Plus, she was a veteran, but so
Yeah.
I don't know. I just hope everybody, if you don't follow me, please follow. But I also sent out a clip of a podcast that I did with Lady Valerie. She's a grief counselor, so look into her as far as connecting with her to get you some help because we all need it, man. Got to get out of the denial aspect if we want to break these chains and these curses. Excuse me. So, thank you for sharing that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Whew. All right, so now you describe your art as authentic to your soul. I would say, right?
Yes.
That's your okay. Now, what does that mean to you in your day-to-day creative process?
In my day-to-day creative process, honestly, I'm just a very honest, authentic person, which is why I say I'm just so bold. Because however I'm feeling, whatever I'm thinking, you can clearly see it in whatever it is that I'm creating. If I'm calm, you're going to get nice, beautiful strokes. And if I'm frustrated or agitated, it's going to be paint splatters and lines all over the place. So there really is, it just kind of just depends on where I'm at the time and if I feel drawn to create. Because even as an artist, I don't wake up every day saying, oh, I'm going to paint something. It's just kind of when you get that urge or that tug to do something, you just kind of know then what you're going to do. A lot of times it's not beforehand, unless you are actually trying to plan something like a structured series or something like that. Otherwise, I kind of just let it speak to me.
Okay. Now, the concept of the muse.
Mm-hmm.
What's your opinion on that? Your perspective on the muse? What does the muse mean to you?
A muse, something that would inspire me or to motivate me to create. So it could be a person, a color, a feeling, an emotion. It could be all kinds of things. Now, when I draw, because I like my stuff to be really realistic, I like to use a reference, which could kind of be similar to a muse. Because a lot of times people hear when they say reference that they think that you're drawing something the exact same way. Not necessarily. You could be looking at the reference so that when you paint the flower, each petal is perfect. So that reference was your muse to create your version of that flower.
I love you so much. No, but listen, that's how my approach to this podcast is.
Okay.
Like, if somebody does something inspiring, I want to share that with other people so they can get inspired as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like, being inspirational things is what drives me. I'm going to go ahead and just say this real quick. I was, me and Lyric went to the SAC tournament. The finals were played in November. It was Lenore Ryan against Wingate.
Okay.
There was a specific clip that I put out of Maddie Hoffman from Wingate. So basically, Lenore Ryan spiked the ball over the net, and then the ball was coming to her so fast, all she could do was really hit it with her shoulder. And that's what she did. And the ball went across
And it
she
went across.
scored.
Mm-hmm.
That was so inspirational.
Mm-hmm.
I shared that with everybody. And, through the Aretha Franklin respecting the, I'm going to have a little bit of her artwork in here. But just like, and I reached out to her and she may do the podcast. She said she'd do it. I hope she will. Shout out to Maddie Hoffman.
All right. That's awesome. I know Lyric will love that.
Yeah. And I'm going to have to get your signature on the poster. And shout out to everybody that was involved with that day at the event center here in Rock Hill, South Carolina. That was amazing, man, for the kids. Very inspiring for the kids and me as an adult, as a volleyball dad. You know what I'm saying? So, but so I respect that and I align with that because of now, you recently completed a mural at Tamallot.
Mm-hmm.
It's very beautiful, but it's Tamallot's House of Holistic. It's off of Albright here in Rock Hill, South Carolina. What was the vision behind that piece, and how did you approach creating art for a holistic, healing-centered space?
So I wanted to mix the elements of the holistic environment as well as the salon. So Tamallot, she has multiple businesses in one. So I wanted to kind of unify them. So I came up with the idea of doing like a woman emerging from out of the trees. Like the trees are intertwined through her. And then to have the natural spiritualistic elements like some crystals, and things of that nature combined together to just make something pretty.
I mean, you're being very humble when you say something pretty. I mean, do y'all have any future projects in the making?
Actually, yeah, she wants me to work on the other side of the building. However, I said I was going to wait until like March because it's been cold, but it has not been cold.
By the way, that was a rhetorical question.
Yes.
Because I already knew.
Oh,
I didn't want
sorry.
to just come out and say, I didn't know if you had, she had even introduced
Oh, sorry.
the
Sorry.
fact, the proposal to you or whatnot. But go ahead,
Yeah,
sorry.
she did propose it to me. We haven't got everything out, but I've been working on it.
Beautiful. And real quick, I want to say shout out to Lee Hamilton at the home team of Allen Tate. Got this good mug right here. Got my electrolytes in here and everything. I appreciate you, Lee. And I appreciate that podcast we did. We actually released that yesterday.
I saw.
I put it online. I mean, on the platforms on Friday, actually.
Okay.
So, yeah. If you're looking for a house, holler at him. Now, how does the average person's idea of how long a mural or painting take differ from like an artist's perspective?
I think that people think when you're good at something, especially with art, I think that when you're holding a pencil, they just equate it to how fast they can write something, and they don't actually stop and think about how long would it take if you actually wrote this out and had to fill in each little aspect and each little detail. So I think people think that things take way less time. I think people, like for instance, I painted something for a company recently, and they just wanted me to write their name, and they're like, "Oh, it won't take long. It's just your name." And I'm like, it's going to take way longer than you think. Like people think, "Oh, it's just your name. You're a great painter. It should only take you an hour or two." No, it ended up taking me 7 hours. It's not just, "Oh, it's just a name." Just a name takes time.
Yeah, and
using a brush stroke takes time.
Yeah, and
all of those layers take time.
Right. And that's proof that you care about what you do, is what I was trying to say. I wasn't trying to interrupt you, but that's like proof that what you're doing, you take seriously and you take pride in your work. You don't, I don't think rushing someone to do that would be ideal.
Nope. Not if you want the best work that you can get.
Exactly. I got a lot of space over here. We'll get to that later. Let me ask you this, though. So, like, what parts of the process do people rarely see or account for, like mentally, emotionally, and also physically?
The artists get afraid, too. Like, just because I can draw doesn't mean that I can draw everything or that everything comes out perfectly. So, like this mural that I just did for Tamallot, it came out beautiful, but I was terrified to start that mural. Like, literally, I was standing there just looking at the wall with my box of chalk for like an hour, staring at my reference, like, where do I start? But yes, I was scared, and everyone, they're like, "Oh my gosh." And I'm like, y'all don't realize how much emotion, like, that takes a lot. Think about If you did something, your work is on the side of a building for everyone to ride by and to look at. Think about how scary that is before you get started. Because what if it looked bad? And then everybody rides by and be like, y'all see what Kicherra painted over there?
Right. And you don't want to have any negative like impact from your mural to affect
The
Tamallot's business.
Or
Right.
the
They're like, I'm
community.
tired of looking at that thing, driving down the road, that ugly thing. I ain't going in there to buy no holistic healing products or something like that. I don't know. That's hilarious, though. I do need to reach out to her, though.
Yeah, she's awesome. She has amazing things in her shop too. Absolutely. And the barber's in there. There's a barber also.
Her brother, right?
I believe so.
Yeah,
but they're really nice as well. Like everybody there was really. I spent a lot of time there. It took me 2 months to do that mural, so trust me, I got really acquainted with everyone. They were all good people.
I just want to say this real quick. Like on this journey, I probably mentioned this before on the podcast, but I've really been meeting some real good, genuine people, including them.
Yes, very good people. Yes.
But we'll just leave that at that. When your art becomes a part of someone's everyday environment, what responsibility do you feel as an artist?
I feel as though I should make it the best. If I'm sharing my artwork, especially with the community, I don't want to share halfway of myself or less of my ability. Just like, let's say if you're in a sports team, you know, you don't want your players to only give you 75%. Y'all in this together. Y'all need 100%. Y'all trying to win the game. So I don't know. I think I just look at it that way. I want to give my 100%. When I walk away from it, I want to be okay if someone says, who painted this? I don't want to be ashamed to say Kicherra painted it. You know, even if it's not perfect, just knowing that I tried my best on it, that's the best that I could do. That's all that matters. Like people, especially aspiring artists, I think a lot of times they worry about if this is perfect or that is perfect. A lot of times the things that are more famous are things that are not perfect.
Beauty is in the imperfections.
Exactly. Yes. And all that matters is that you did your best. Like my best now is way different than my best 5 years ago. But my best 5 years from now, I'm going to look back at probably some of these paintings and be like, whoa, I can't believe how much I've grown. It's just about doing your best in that season. And don't judge your work from another person's season. You have to just look at your work from your past.
Hashtag healthy perspective.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, that's cool, but hashtag healthy reflection. I think healthy reflection is very, very much mandatory and essential for us to become better and evolve as people.
I agree.
On an individual level. So if we are working on ourselves and doing that and not looking at what somebody else is doing, use that as motivation, but don't be the crab in the bucket mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We're going to be all right.
One thing I will say that I like to do as an artist is, I'm like you said, you always want to practice, you want to get better, and you want to be around people that are doing similar things because they help you grow. You can learn something from them, vice versa. So I like to go to a figure drawing class. You know, I love to draw portraits, but drawing people right in front of you. Oh,
it's okay. Hey, I was thinking about the situation earlier. The light fell earlier before we started recording. It's funny.
Drawing people in person is a lot harder than drawing someone from a picture. Like you might not think that until the person is standing in front of you and you have to draw them. So I've been doing it for almost 2 years now, and I'll take my little sketchbook and I'll be drawing, and the person beside me, I watched this girl the other day. She had like self-drying clay, and in 20 minutes, she did this whole person's body, and I'm just like, whoa. But I didn't like let that hinder me. I was more so like, hey, what's that? How's it dry so fast? Can you show me? Like, you know, more so that, or let's say I'm not really good with hands. I don't like to draw hands. And if the model was posing like with their hands or something like that, I'll still show the person next to me my work, and I'll, you know, ask them, let's say if theirs look really good, I could ask them, well, how did you get yours that way? Because I looked at it and I saw it this way and I couldn't get that right. And I can learn that just from being around the people beside me. It's like, oh, they're better at this than me. Let me ask them. I don't get upset. I'm just like, ooh, they could teach me how to do this. Like, that's how my mind works.
That sounds like something else.
What?
I'm saying that we both involved in when we help each other.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're gonna get to that. How do murals like differ emotionally or spiritually from studio or commissioned canvas work?
I think it has a more emotional connection because you're taking, usually murals have some sort of significance, meaning behind it, regardless of if it's just, promoting your business. Your business is your child. That's your baby. It's an emotional thing. So when it's a mural, I feel like it's more than just my emotion and their emotions. It's the merger of both. So I'm taking their emotions, their desires, and interpreting them within my own feelings to produce something that connects with both of us. So, little poetic.
Can I shadow you one of these days during your
Sure.
process? I'm serious.
Yes, but see, that's the best thing about, because murals are kind of like when you do commissions. However, I love to draw people, but getting someone to do a commission of just a portrait of someone is completely different than someone saying, "Hey, I have an idea. I want you to be able to display this for my business or for whatever," and to actually be able to come up with a way to represent that for them to where we're both happy is a good thing. And to see the excitement when you share, like, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And they're like, "Yes, yes." And the excitement makes you feel good
It's
because,
priceless.
well, and you knew that you interpreted their emotions accurately.
It's almost like you extracted it.
I extracted it. So that means that they have an emotional connection with it, and that I was able to tie their emotional connection together. So now that we're both able to visualize or share this same image.
Wow. Well said, cousin.
Thank you.
Mi prima. Todos bien. We're gonna switch gears just a little bit.
Okay.
Now you teach art and also host paint classes.
Yes.
What do you enjoy most about teaching compared to the actual creating the solo work?
I like seeing children in particular. Well, I do adults also, but children in particular, I like to see how it builds their confidence, especially when it comes to drawing or painting. Seeing that I can draw a rose and you can draw a rose, and both of our roses are beautiful, even though they're not identical. Like, that's one thing that's in particular that I like about painting. I can show you the exact same way. All of us can do the same painting. They can all look like roses, but they're all going to be unique in each individual person's perspective.
Right.
So we can all take something beautiful and create the same thing, and it still be uniquely ours. So I like that with kids, especially because kids, I feel like they're always worried about if theirs looks like this person, if theirs looks like that person. And when they can see them all together and say, "Whoa, they're all pretty," that makes them realize that, well, mine doesn't have to look like yours because mine's pretty also. Yours pretty too. I like how you did that. Just like how I said it when I go to the art class. Then you'll start seeing the kids talk to each other. Well, how did you do that color? Ooh, I like how you did this petal. And it's just them building their confidence, but then you also see them encouraging the other children.
Leadership.
Exactly.
So you're doing way more than just teaching art classes.
And not comparison.
Exactly.
It's more so, how can we help each other? Ooh, how did you do that? Show me how to do this. Ooh, I have a trick. I can teach you this. Working together to create something.
People go all their lives trying to figure out who they are individually. And you're starting that process with these kids at a very young age. Thank you.
Well, it feels purposeful in my heart to do so. It really does.
That's wild because it's kind of like what I'm doing, with the struggles or whatever as an adult, the inner demons that you're battling and getting out of your own way, working on yourself, so you can be the best version of yourself too. Love your loved ones wholeheartedly at an optimal level and be the best citizen of your community.
Yes.
You have to figure out who you are, fix yourself, then you can go out and do the work.
Oh yeah.
To help everybody.
You've got to start with yourself.
Yeah, and like I say, and leadership skills, you're developing all that and teaching them how to go about their days and picking each other up, not putting nobody down, just symbiotically helping, and that literally aligns with what I'm all about. So it's amazing. I'm for real, like I'm blown away right now. I never looked at it like that.
You know, people don't. They don't really think of, but especially nowadays, everything is comparison. But literally, and you saw even the painting that I did with Lyric. Both of the paintings look just alike, but they look completely different at the same time.
Yeah, you have a large responsibility.
But you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she looked at my painting and she looked at hers and she said, wow, they're both so pretty. She didn't say, wow, yours is so pretty. She said, wow, they both look so pretty.
Yep, and I have the paintings right here. I'm not sure how well people can see them in the camera. This is Lyrics, and this is Kicherra's, aka Kiki.
And they look the same, but they look different at the same time. And that's what I love about art. Is that one in particular is a great beginner piece, especially for like a first time lesson to kind of see what all they know. And she did a great job. But it's just interesting just to see what all you can do with some lines and some circles.
And a little bit of imagination.
Mm-hmm. And some patience.
Yep.
That's another good thing that comes with art. Yeah. You'll be surprised how much patience that a child has when they're actually creating something, because it takes all of their attention. They're focused right on this one thing, and they don't even realize 2 hours later they've been sitting here painting instead of being on their phone. Lord.
Hey, that phone virus is serious, and tablets and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say this real quick. That's something that I, as a father, will not overlook. I'm going to allow her to hone in on that and push her and support her to increase her skills and to, elaborate on her creative expressions. Amen. Now, when you came over and did the painting with her, like, what's the main, at the end of the day, result? You may have just answered this question. Like, what is it that you wanted her to take from that experience, basically?
That she can do it.
She can do it.
That she can do it, and that she can do the same thing that I did in the same way that I did it. That's what it is. Like, because especially kids, they'll look at something like the mural, and they'll be like, oh my gosh, I want Kiki to teach me how to paint. But then they'll look at it and they're like, how is she supposed to teach me how to do that? Well, I'm going to teach you little by little.
Right.
But you're going to be doing it just with me. I think a lot of times, sometimes the kids think that they're going to come in and I'm going to have this huge elaborate thing for them to do. No, we're going to work it out. We're going to do baby steps, and we're going to kind of go with the flows. Everyone's different. Like, that was the first painting. But Lyric likes to draw people. I'm not going to keep having her do trees. She likes to draw people. Right. You know what I mean? It just, you have to kind of mix and match it based off of the kids or the group or whoever it is, you know?
I got you. So that's how you do. We already discovered that process as far as them wanting to be perfect.
Yeah, there's no such thing as perfect.
That'd be a futile
Man,
endeavor.
if you looked at some of my artwork and you got up close, even that mural, I could show you all kinds of different things. Like, look at this, look at that, look at this, that you would have never noticed if I wouldn't have showed it to you.
Do you see teaching and community engagement as part of your long-term legacy as an artist?
Yes. Teaching just in general, that's just part of who I am. I feel like I kind of just do it instinctively when I'm not even trying to do it. That's just who I am. That's just me. So that's definitely part of my legacy.
You teach yoga?
I'm actually getting certified to teach yoga. When I was, I want to say younger, but yeah, about 10 years ago, I was working as an enrichment teacher, and I was working underneath them. So I didn't have to have my own license and all of that, own insurance and stuff. But I was teaching art, yoga, and Spanish. And I did that for 3 different locations. And then I had that really bad accident and I flipped my car over, and it stopped me from pursuing my first business goal at that time.
I got you.
Yeah. Things happen for a reason, though.
Right. Mm-hmm. That was over there for Celanese, wasn't it?
Yes. It was literally right when you got off Celanese. It was a blessing that I actually got off the interstate. Literally right when you get off the interstate.
Right. Mm-hmm. Are you a licensed masseuse as well?
I was a licensed esthetician. So that's who does makeup and skincare and facials. Okay. I did that for a while. I loved it. But then I transitioned completely and started working with kids.
I got
So
you.
I went from doing makeup and being glamorous all day to then going and being with kids and wearing sweatpants. It's this complete opposite, but like that's that duality that I was
Right.
telling you, and I'm somewhere in the middle. Yeah.
Gotcha. So with that being said, like what when you're working on the face, like what does working on the face allow you to express that like a canvas or a mural does not?
I feel like you can express more emotion. Now, when it comes to makeup, a lot of people just think like regular going out makeup, but me as an artist, I think about like whole makeup artistry, like turning your face into cosplay, or I don't know, turning yourself into a cat and putting rhinestones
Yeah, it's not all about
everywhere.
the style. You want them to be seen.
You want them to be seen, or you just want to express yourself. You want to
Got you.
express yourself. So it's just about having fun. Now, um, sometimes sometimes I just want to enhance my natural beauty or the other person's natural beauty, and then a lot of other times I just want to have fun and just do what I could do.
I feel like less is more.
I agree.
That's just me coming from a male perspective.
I agree.
I mean, no disrespect to anyone on how to do their makeup, but the natural beauty of it is, you know.
I like the natural beauty element also, but I think what most men don't realize is that women, we do it because it's fun.
Yeah.
We think it's fun. We think it's pretty. We don't care if y'all like it because we think it's pretty. We think it's fun. It is fun.
Yeah.
It's fun for you. Got a daughter. How I know she's starting to want to paint her nails and get her little glitter.
She be getting her nails.
Oh, can I get my little? Can I put some glitter gel right here? That's
Yeah,
just
no.
exactly. But that's just girls, to be quite honest.
That's honestly kind of like another one of those things I was saying about like tapping back into your childhood.
It is.
That's what y'all
because
holding on to.
that's basically what it is.
I got you.
Now, what I think people might, say is they might say, "Oh, well, some people take it too much," and I'm like, it just depends on the time and the place. If you're going out, wear whatever you want to, But if you're like at the daycare, then no, I don't need all of that on. But do what makes you happy, As long as it looks good, that's the key. As long as it looks good, that's all that matters.
And hope that you're respecting yourself and in doing so loving yourself at the same time.
Yes, if you're wearing all the makeup and stuff, do it just because it's fun, not because you feel like you have to wear it in order to be acceptable. That's when it's an issue. But if you're just playing around having fun, then you're just having 90% of the time you won't see me in makeup. But when I have a reason to put it on, you're gonna see me put it on. Most of the time you won't see me wear it. Yeah, but if I get an opportunity,
you don't need it, cuz.
I know I don't. Thank you.
All right.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. You're welcome. Now, has having multiple creative lanes helped you sustain yourself creatively and practically as an artist?
Yes, it
Okay.
is. It has helped me actually develop maybe like shortcuts or different perspectives or ways of doing things that I probably wouldn't have considered if I didn't do this element or didn't do that element.
Okay.
So it all just everything just all collaborates and works together. It's like mixing it all in the pot and it all just comes out in a beautiful lump of creativity.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
What is it something that people may often misunderstand about the business side of being an artist?
I think that people don't realize how much time and actual energy and work and resources that it takes into put to creating something. A lot of times, and I've had to learn this on my own, that when people come to me with ideas and they want me to start sketching things out, to start doing deposits and treating it just like for, just a good example, like how hairstylists do a deposit. Because if I spend 2 hours sketching something out from you and then I don't just hear from you anymore, that's 2 hours of my time that I wasted to create something for you. Or I had this one incident in particular that was really upsetting to me, and then that's what made me go and get contracts written up and all of that. But I had this person that's from here. That's all I'm going to say. Their sister was getting married, and they wanted me to decorate or design some t-shirts. So they wanted like have a royal theme. So they wanted the bride in the throne and then her friends or her bridesmaids around her. And then they wanted a picture of the bride in the throne by themselves. So I'm keeping in contact with the lady. I'm showing her the sketches. I run out of markers. Have to go to the art store, spend $50 on markers, okay? Spent $50 on markers, maybe a week and a half getting all this stuff done, making it extremely professional, being extremely meticulous so that I could take these images, this artwork, and actually create it onto something. And once I got done, she said, "Oh yeah, we decided to do something else." Yeah, and then of course I was like, well, I tried to explain. So of course I tried to send a request on Cash App, and of course she denied it. And I'm like, these people don't understand that I spent probably 30 hours on that and $50 just because people think that, oh, they're artists, they like to draw, that means that I want to draw or create everything for you for free. That wasn't something that I wanted to draw. That was an idea that somebody else came to me that wanted me to create. Now I've got these 2 pictures. They look good, but I didn't want them. I didn't draw those for me. But now they're there. And I have these markers now that I paid for just to create something for you, just for you to say, oh, well, your time and your talent isn't worth it. So peace.
What preventative measures can you take to where that wouldn't happen again? Is that possible?
Yes. You can get them to do a deposit, and you can let them know that I can do 3 different revisions of a sketch. And then after that, you can part your ways and I'll keep my deposit.
Hey, that's fair.
After that was the last straw. I was like, no, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just not.
Yeah, like Billie Jean Davies said, fair is fair. So
well, people don't realize that. I'm like, it took me almost 2 weeks to do that. And I spent more than $50 just for them to completely disrespect me and my time. It was extremely disrespectful.
And your energy too.
It was very disrespectful.
Wow.
I mean, it happens a lot. That's not the only time. That's not, oh, can you come up with something? Oh, yeah, well, I was thinking about something like this. Maybe I'll reach back out to you later. Maybe you'll reach back out to me later. I just spent an hour on this, but you might maybe reach out to me later.
I know pretty much everybody done seen the movie Friday, but if you can reflect back on the moment when Big Worm was talking about playing with his money, playing with his emotions and all that. So, yeah. And that movie's so hilarious. It hold up.
Yeah.
Good gracious. How did you learn to value your work and set boundaries around pricing, time, and expectations, Kiki?
This is actually kind of random, but this is another example of not letting people take advantage of you, okay? But there was this girl that I used to go to church with that was in my women's Bible study group with. And she wanted me to paint for her father's birthday. He wanted to do a 70s themed birthday. So she wanted me to paint like a life-size cutout, cardboard cutout. Think about how much work that is, okay? So I was like, okay, I'll do it. She's like, all right, I'll get the stuff and all that. I was like, okay. Mind you, the image that she sent me as an example was from another artist, and it had the price on the top of how much they charge for someone to do it. So she's going to send me the other person's advertisement with the price, tell me that you want me to make something like this, but you don't want to pay me anything. Oh, but I'm going to buy all the materials. I'm like, this is a 6-foot person. No, you're going to have to pay me. Oh, but I'm buying it. No, just because I go to your church and I'm in your Bible study does not mean that I'm going to paint your 6-foot dad for free.
Give him an inch. No, the rest.
So, no. And that's when I started being like, no, these people will... I can't go to the lady that does my hair and say, hey, I need you to give me, go ahead, hook it up, well, I don't have to pay you. I'm buying the hair. That's the same thing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that. No.
Hopefully that'll never happen again after people listen.
No, but they didn't want anything else to do with me after that. They said I was wrong.
I'm sure they probably learned their lesson down the road. They probably had like another encounter with somebody like that. I was definitely wrong with how it went with Kiki.
I mean,
She
I
was
didn't
right,
take
I was
any
wrong.
heart to it. It is what it is. But people, they do. I will, and I don't even think it has anything to just do with artists. I think it's if you're good at anything. I know, and I used hair for a reference, but a lot of people that do hair deal with the same stuff.
Yeah.
That do nails, they do with the same stuff. A lot of entrepreneurs that provide any kind of service. It doesn't matter if you're an electrician, anything like that. People will not respect your time, especially if they feel like you're too familiar to them. If they,
Yeah, that's why sometimes they be like, sometimes it be your own family, them be the ones.
That's what I mean by when you be a little too familiar with. Sometimes it can make things go a little awry.
Take your kindness for weakness and whatnot.
Yeah.
Moving on. What advice would you give to artists who are talented but hesitant to treat their art like a actual business entity?
Try. Even if you don't show it to anyone. I think a lot of times people are afraid because they don't want people to see it. So even if you need to guard it like a little diary or whatever, just draw. Draw something every day. Like, let's say if you wanted to draw, I don't know, a horse. Your first horse might look terrible. Keep drawing that same horse. In a week, if you draw that horse 3 times in a week, the third time, you're going to be surprised at how much easier it was for you to draw the horse than it was the first time. And that's just with 3 tries. So just keep doing it. Like anybody that takes art classes, especially in high school, or I've been to art school or anything, one of the main things that we have to do, like for homework or whatever, is when you have your sketchbook, we'd have to just pick something random every single day and we'd have to draw it. So if I look through my sketchbook from college, I have glasses, cups, just pens, all kinds of random, but I made sure that I spent 10 minutes a day drawing something. So just setting, even if it's just 5 minutes, just draw something.
Right.
Just draw.
That's just like me. Like if I want to get better with my guitar, if I'm not sitting down and at least I need to do at least 30 minutes a day. But if I'm not at least doing 10 minutes a day, I can't expect my skills to increase at all on my guitar. Like my vocabulary will not increase on my bass guitar or my acoustic if I'm not putting in the work.
Yes.
That goes along with any and everything, which is a great segue, I must say, to the next portion. And I was itching to get to this. We could talk about this next part like all day probably.
I know
but,
we could.
You started training at Carolina Family Jiu-Jitsu.
Yes.
Prior to me.
Correct.
What drew you to that specific dojo?
I don't know. It just kind of was screaming at me. At that moment, I was working at the high school, literally right across from it, and I would just stare at it every day when I'd go and walk the kids up there, because I work with special needs kids, so sometimes the kids would need, assistance getting up there, and I would just stare at it and be like, man, I've been wanting to try that. I've been saying I'm going to do it forever, and I guess just seeing it and knowing that it was so close, I was just like, I have to do it. It's right there. And I literally went the first day and was like, whoa, this is awesome. I like this. And I was hooked, literally first class. A lot of people would have walked in like, whoa, what's happening? I was like, whoa, this is cool. It's like, this is awesome, So how about you? Is that how you felt when you first walked in?
I don't know what it was, because I think I might have had Lyric with me that time I came in there. I might have been by myself, but the first time I walked in there, because I did jiu-jitsu over at Rock Hill Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Coach Jeff and everybody over there. Now, did that for a while, then took some time off for personal reasons. And then I came up there and I walked in. I was like,
The feel.
It's like right up the street from the house, the feel.
Mm-hmm.
And, I met Coach Joey Dean. And he was very genuine. Mm-hmm. I can't remember if I met Coach Janae that day specifically, but I'm pretty sure I met Alex. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I was like, I definitely got to come back and check this out and see what's going on. Cuzzo up in here, and everybody seemed like they was having a good time and helping each other. The morale was up, and I could feel the camaraderie in there. That's the answer to your question.
When they say family.
Yes. Hey, listen, man. I could feel the family aspect in there, and it means so much to me. And that's why I wanted to wear this jiu-jitsu gi, because rash guard, because it means the world to me. And people don't understand that, in my opinion, I feel like jiu-jitsu could save the world, in that all these bullies walking around here, and then like the people that don't have friends and they're getting picked on, put them in jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
Because the bully's gonna get checked quick.
Yep.
I'm gonna tell you that right fast, quick and in a hurry.
Yep.
And they will be humbled. And
easily.
It's gonna help with cardiovascular. It's gonna help with your overall mindset. It makes things in life easier. Somebody might say something to you to like trigger you. You might just brush it off like, man, whatever. I'm gonna keep it moving.
It does help with emotional stability.
All of that, man.
I definitely
I'm telling
agree
you,
with that.
All of that, and it's not to go out here and learn how to break people's necks and do arm bars and break their arms. It's about to de-escalate certain situations until help arrives. But then, you get into a certain situation. Unfortunately, you got to do what you got to do. But it's to deter. Oh, yeah. Go ahead. You go ahead.
For a woman, I want to be able to go with my friends and walk to the car and not have to worry about some creep follow me too close without me having to let him know that you need to back up. I'm just saying. But no, legitimately, young girls, they should learn jiu-jitsu. Because it doesn't have anything to do with how strong you are.
Mm-mm.
Actually, the woman has the advantage to be able to get out of holds because they are small. If a woman knows how to maneuver their body when someone is trying to attack them, they can get away. It's not always about trying to hurt the person, but it's about keeping yourself safe. Now, one thing I like that Coach Joey does is that he's like, his daughters are not dating until they are blue belts.
Hey, time out. If you're a father and you listening to this, you need to
yes.
Listen.
I can understand why. Yes, you want to know that when your child is out, you don't have to worry about him. And if you know baby girl can fold them up and snap them in half, then you don't have to worry about it. I'm just saying. How much more confidence how much more secure you're going to be when letting them go out the door. And you're like, you know what? If something's going to happen, she could tap him out real fast. He'll be all right. I'll just throw some water on. We'll wake him up a little bit later, So it is like you said, with bullying and confidence and all of that, because a lot of the time when it comes to bullying and things of that nature, it's not fun to bully someone who doesn't care if they're being bullied. And like you said, the emotional strength that you get when you're working your body and your mind in that type of capacity. So let's say me and you are sparring, we're practicing, and we're literally wrestling, trying to choke each other and things of that nature. When someone cuts me off down the street, it's not as serious because they're not trying to choke me. Like,
so not.
Okay. It's just like, all right, buddy, get on by. Where in the past, I might have would have been like, move, get out,
Yeah. I mean, I will say I connected with everything. And a lot of things you were saying about your artwork and how you approach it, like, I was like, it sounds like jiu-jitsu, man. It's just, even, like, so it was funny. I don't know if you listened to the last podcast, but I was talking to Lee about how, you're looking for a job, you're trying to find a new career, and you can have a current job and be looking for another job, and it's very difficult. At least it was for me. I mean, I have a business administration degree from Winthrop University. Mm-hmm. But, like, even with that, and the professional experience that I do have, I couldn't even get like a legit interview, man.
Really?
And the only legit interview that I had was with Springs, and unfortunately they were so busy, like we had to do a Zoom interview, which is fine, but it's just a little discouraging. So doing jiu-jitsu, what I'm saying is like doing jiu-jitsu gives me the strength to push past my limits, just like in training. You know what I'm saying?
And
it's mentally, it's connected to you. It changes your central nervous system. Mm-hmm. And like the whole, like she asked me, she was like, "Are you scared?" I was like, it could be scary, but like it could be a scareful thing, but I'm not, because no one in our family's trying to hurt me. Like we're all trying to help each other, and we can tap. Yeah, we're trying to get each other better. And like you said earlier, like for instance, so like we were doing judo, right? This is a judo January. Mm-hmm. And we were doing this one drill where like I slam you, you slam me. I slam you, you slam me. And the terminology was actually in either Japanese or Brazilian, but it was for scratch my back, I scratch yours. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So like doing that, like for somebody, they could be like, oh, that's kind of scary or whatever, but it's really not. And everyone has each other's best interests at heart. And just the fact that we're helping each other get better, it gives me the strength to get this microphone and do this podcast and to approach people in the streets, shake their hand, look them in the eye, and say, hey, I got this podcast. This is what I'm doing. It gives me so much more encouragement and confidence as an adult, as a grown-ass man. You know what I'm saying? And there's so much beauty in that. I put it all, I give it all to God, first. And then jiu-jitsu is right there, man, second. You know what I'm saying? Because they go hand in hand for me. Because you can go to church to be close to God. I can go to the woods, be close to God. But I'm going to tell you something, man. When I'm on the mats and I'm struggling to get out of a chokehold, or if I'm just locked in, and how do you feel after you leave jiu-jitsu?
I feel good. And I feel like I have so much energy. And even if I was so tired before I got there, it's like I get home and I can't go to sleep.
Exactly.
I'm like excited. Like I'm ready to go back. But seriously, it's like I have so much energy when I'm done. And that's what would motivate me a lot of the times to go, especially when I'm tired. But because I would feel so good afterwards. And I got to get on myself because last year I did not do what I was supposed to do. Sorry. In regards to jiu-jitsu, I have not been nowhere near consistent at all, especially as I was when I first started. It's like, how do you go from going basically 4 days a week for over a year to just disappearing and randomly sprinkling back?
Yeah, you could probably kill me right now. Well, you got 4 stripes on your white belt or 3?
I've got 3 stripes.
Yeah. See, I only got 1 stripe. She has 3. She was going like 4 nights a week. Yeah. She's a beast.
I like it.
Beware of the,
Don't let the smile get you.
I went on a little tangent right there, man. It's just that when I start talking about jiu-jitsu, it's
like, about it too.
But it's just like so many aspects of life that are like just intertwined with it. Even like, so let me ask you this. So when you're about to approach like a project, right? Like a mural, how does jiu-jitsu play into the preparation and maintaining your mindset and your level throughout?
I think I strategize about it more so because like how I was telling you the mural that I did, how I was so afraid. I was afraid, but instead of me being afraid and not starting, what I did was step back and strategize exactly how am I going to do this? How exactly am I going to line this up? Which element do I need to do first? So even though I could have been slightly overwhelmed, I didn't panic out of fear. I paused and assessed and then figured out where to go from there. And that's definitely very jiu-jitsu-like when I think about it.
And one other thing that's very important in jiu-jitsu and what it helps with is your breathing. So if you are in a situation, if it's like you said, doing artwork, or like when I was setting my scope for hunting season, like I was able to, first shot was a one and done bullseye because
really?
because I mean, it was shots taken up to a point, and the final shot, because my cousin was helping me get it set, and we started like 25 yards, and then we put it up to like 100. But I took that 12th shot, right? I took the 12th shot, and it was a bullseye, and it's because the patience, the control, the breathing from jiu-jitsu, that applied directly to that. And I told Coach Joey that too, man. I was like, bro, like, thank you so much for helping me, and this is just more than just, getting in here and breaking the sweat or learning how to, get these tactics. Like, I'm applying this to my everyday life. Like, when I'm walking up and down the street, it's just walking with that, just that aura of
pulling
it, man.
Your shoulders back.
I'm just saying, just like, man, I'm chilling, I'm cool, I'm observing everything. You know what I'm saying? What's
that
up?
I will say, too, especially as a woman, what I will say is that jiu-jitsu does make me more alert, even subconsciously, of what's going around. I'm more aware of what's going around, whereas before, just kind of was going and going. Now I literally notice stuff that I would have never noticed before. It could be just little teeny tiny things,
Right. So if you like a comic book fan, you like spidey senses is tingling.
Basically.
But in this jiu-jitsu thing, spidey senses is tingling.
Yes.
Like, for real.
It's like you can feel the atmosphere. It's like something's not right.
Like,
I'm
saying, like people, but see, people won't understand it unless you try it, man.
Then make you go,
And then you find out so much about yourself, man, when you go and you keep going and you go and you go and you learn and your body starts transforming and your mind transforming. And
it's the mind thing.
it's the mind, man.
What it is jiu-jitsu, even though you're sparring against each other, you're not competing with each other. Like how you said, you know, the judo January, and how you guys were doing, I don't know exact term, but I want to say trust falls, but that's not exactly what break falls. Y'all were doing.
Oh yeah,
y'all were doing break.
So
falls.
important. I learned that the hard way.
Yes, but the reason why you could do that and it works effectively is because we trust each other, because we're not competing against each other. We know that we're trying to help each other. So it's like, go ahead, you do it good, I'm going to do it good, we're going to do it good together. That's something that you learn from doing a sport like jiu-jitsu. Not only does it just help, like I said, in the sport, but just in general, when it comes to your perspective on how you view things in life, you don't look at it as a competition sense. You look at it as, okay, we're going to do this together. How are we going to do it? And one example of that is I could say that I see in you is actually your podcast. Because a lot of people, you could come and you could do your podcast a completely different way, where it isn't centered around you meeting other people and, you know, sharing the community. You could have it centered around where it's just about you. But you chose not to do that. But I think that has a lot to do with the fact that you don't feel like you need to compete with other people. You want to share it with other people.
And like I told Coach Joey, so I tapped in the middle of a roll, right? This was like after I had COVID or whatever. Like I had long COVID, I guess, because like my lungs felt like they was on fire. I don't know. It was like all my cardio was gone. My lungs were still inflamed. So me and Joseph, shout out to Joseph, we were in the middle of a roll and I had to stop. He did like a regular like knee to the chest and I felt like I was about to throw up.
Really?
I was like, I got to stop. And I walked off the mat just because, man, like, I don't know. It's interesting how that works. I'm saying I'm pausing right here, and it's just because
you talking about Joe, big old tall
Joseph.
Huge? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he about my height. He was in Air Force.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that because just thinking about COVID and having long COVID and still feeling the effects of that, I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole on that. I'm not going to do all that. But it's just jacked up that I was like sick. Then I got back to feeling better. Then I got sick again. I had these long after lingering effects. Moving on. You already basically talked about like the patience and the control and the resilience that shows up for your teaching and in your artwork, right? So how does jiu-jitsu like influence you when something is like not working as you see it, how it's supposed to go? Like if the artwork's not looking right or like a seasonal project, like how does jiu-jitsu help you in your response to that?
To go the opposite way. So like when you're sparring and I'm trying to go this way, then I'm going to have to flip and I'm going to have to go the other way. Yeah. Where I used to be a very fixed person and it would bother me so much if I didn't know, if things didn't go exactly perfect. I still like to know how things are going to go, but I don't freak out. I'll just kind of be like, all right, it's going to work out. We're going to figure it out, you know, where in the past, I would almost have a panic attack if I didn't know exactly how everything was going to happen. So now like I said, just like how I approached the mural, I literally am like, okay, that's not working. Let's try it this way. Okay, that didn't work. Maybe we need to try it another way. You know, instead of panicking and thinking, oh my God, I messed it up. Instead of saying, oh my gosh, I ruined it. Now I'm like, how can I fix it? All right, there's got to be a way to fix it. Let me see if I can fix it this way. So my mind is going to, how can I fix it? Instead of, oh no, I messed it up. It's ruined. You know?
Yeah. I think, I mean, in this part of the conversation, I hope people really pick up on what we're saying. And like, you know, it's not a one size fits all shoe type of situation. Like what I do and what I talk about on the podcast is stay like mentally, emotionally, spiritually in line. That may not work for the other person. That's okay. I'm just sharing my experiences, trying to help people that may relate. That's all this is. Trying to help people, man. Just developing these relationships that are mutually beneficial. Symbiosis. Now, what season of life or creativity are you currently in?
last year I feel like mine was a season of focus, and this year I feel like it's a season of expression. Like a lot of the things that I was focusing or fixating on so much in my mind, now's the year to actually get those things released and to express them. So there's a lot that I want to share, especially in regards to my creativity. And there's a lot of things that I want to tap back into that I haven't done in a really long time, too. Like you said, tapping back into your childhood. I don't think people realize that the most authentic version of yourself is you as a child. Whatever you like to do when you were a child, I guarantee you still like to do that. Whatever you said you wanted to be when you were a child, I guarantee you in your heart you still want to be that. You know,
Yeah.
it's just.
Yeah, I feel you. I want to circle back because I went out on a tangent when I mentioned Lee in the podcast.
Okay.
I was talking to him about like you looking for a job and you got to do all these interviews. And I'm like, man, I'm like wearing a suit and tie, getting dressed up and going to all these interviews. I'm like, man, I'd rather wear a rash guard. Like, I don't know what you got up your sleeve. And I was like, my jiu-jitsu people will know. See, she laughed.
I get it.
Yeah, and then like I'm new to this like business thing because I recently, you know what's going on. So I got to be eyes open of like possible shiesty businessmen and women.
Yes.
So if they think they slick, I got to be a little slicker. Just like jiu-jitsu, like it's a chess game.
Just watch.
Like it's not about, what did he say? People want to have the first and second and third moves. Sometimes it's best to have the first and the third. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Again, shout out to Coach Joey Dean and the family, man, everybody out there. What do you want your art to do for people moving forward?
I want them to be inspired. I want my artwork to have a meaning or provoke an emotion in each individual person, even if it's not the same thought or emotion that I had. Everyone, when they view something, they take it in their own perspective. They view it through their own lens. So it's interesting to me. It's such a beautiful thing. Like you and Lyric came when I had my artwork in the gallery. And if you notice, every person would come and ask what the painting was and what did it mean to me. And then hearing how a lot of other people described it, it's like, dang, I would have never even considered that. I didn't create it that way. But from your perspective, that is exactly what I created. It's just interesting.
But you're actually also creating an opportunity for other people to express themselves from your own personal artwork that you create. Like,
or maybe
there are different expressions that are coming from different people from your own artwork. Everyone has, like, they say like the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I guess that may apply to that. Like everybody sees something different. Or maybe it's the same as well, obviously. But
I think it has to do with an emotion as well, because art connects to you emotionally. It doesn't matter if it's happy, funny, sad, you're connected to it for some form of emotional, so I think what it is with art is that we're all emotional beings, so we're all going to connect with it on an emotional level. So if this image, let's say, if this makes me think of having fun and going to concerts and drawing, that's going to make me feel happy, right? But let's say if I had a negative person in my life and they were always listening to their music, that same artwork is going to have a completely different connection to that individual. Now, the person that might see it in a negative sense, they might want it because they can remind them of overcoming that. Yeah. But then at the same time, they might not want it because it might make them feel depleted because they haven't rose above that. So it's just kind of interesting how different people could connect to the same piece emotionally. But I just want people to find some form of connection to whatever it is that I create, regardless of if it's my perspective, your perspective. I don't care. I just want it to mean something to whoever the person is that's looking at it.
All perspectives should be respected.
Yes, everyone. I'm not the type to say, this is this painting and it means this. Like that might be what I created it for, but if it means something different than to you, it means something different to you.
Man, that respect and love thing ain't no joke, man. Mm-hmm. If someone listening feels called to create but hasn't shared their gift yet, what would you say to them?
I would ask them to really sit and to write down 3 reasons why they don't want to share their artwork, and then figure out what they should do from there. So let's say if the first thing you write down is that, oh, I need to practice more. Well, that's step 1. Practice more, and then you'll start to feel more comfortable sharing your artwork, you know? Yeah. So let's say you get to that point where you're starting to share more, and then you say, oh, okay, practice more. It's like, okay, I'm ready to share. What do I do? Share it to one person. Share it with one person.
Absolutely.
And then get comfortable with sharing it with one person. Then maybe share it with 2 people, you know? Then maybe share it with 3. It doesn't even matter how many people you share it with, but just the fact that you got to the point to where you weren't creating anything and you were afraid to show it to people, to now the fact that you're even willing to show it to one person is progress. And people don't realize how much progress that is.
Absolutely.
That's a big deal. Most people will not show you what they drew, even if it looks good.
That brings up another thought that I had that I meant to mention earlier when we were doing the judo slams. Coach Janae and Jax came over and helped me. They was like, hey, since you're so tall, you may need to step this way or posture this way or whatever. Like, and that's just golden to me, man. I made sure that after that drill, before we started the next one, I turned to them. I thanked them both for helping. I mean, that's what it's all about. So as the podcast continues to grow, like with my clear purpose, you know what my purpose is. Do you ever see, like, what's up with the artwork? Cause I mean, like, the elephant in the room just got shot with the elephant gun.
I really like the fireplace.
What are we doing?
Quite honest. So if I was to do something, I would actually want to center it around the fireplace because I just really like that fireplace. I literally say it every time I come in here, but I really like that fireplace.
So you mean like putting something like over here, or like
both sides of the wall, keeping the stone in the middle because I like the way it looks around the fireplace. But I really like that fireplace.
Okay.
I like the red. I want to do something to tie it together.
I was gonna ask.
Like, you get what I'm saying, because it's already like a focal space. Right. So it's like I wouldn't want to take another focal wall.
Right.
I just feel like it makes sense to do it that way. And like I say, every time I come in here, I say, I like that fireplace.
The reason why I'm about to say this is because me asking you that question made me think about the conversation we recently had. I think we was texting about it yesterday. What do we do? And I was actually going to wait and talk to Coach Joey about this whenever we do the podcast.
Okay.
But let the people know what we do at the end of each training session at Jiu-Jitsu.
We tell everyone we're proud of them and good job on all the hard work.
Okay, what else?
We're going to call you on your crap if you weren't doing it.
No, I'm saying, what do we do at the end? Like,
we dap each other up. We show respect. And we bow out.
Dap and hug.
And we tap, yep.
But y'all don't. It could have
that.
been different, like, because it's a dap and a hug all the way around.
Yeah, we do the daps and the hugs.
Okay.
Yes.
So the dap and the hug is just, I mean, it's about respect and love, y'all, but it's a lot intertwined with this whole concept that I got going on. Really, and I appreciate all y'all that are legitimately like rooting for me. I appreciate y'all, whoever listening and whoever sharing my stuff. Thank you. Please continue to do so. Spread the word. Because honestly, if you ain't with me, you against yourself and your community and the future of your children. I'm being honest, man. That's how I look at it. I don't know. Call me crazy. That's still up for debate, allegedly. So when it's all said and done, how do you hope people remember the way that your art made them feel? The final, just like look into the camera and tell them, and also let them know how to reach you on social media and stuff.
I would say joyful. I would want people to look at my artwork and feel happy and to feel inspired, to take something positive away from it. And I'm Kicherra. You can find me on pretty much every social media platform, just under Kicherra. So
I'm gonna give a quick shout out to Tom at actionfiguresandcomics.com. He helped me with these the Frodo Baggins with the barrel, and I got my man what's that? Who is that?
I forgot
right
his
there?
name.
Lord have mercy, this is terrible because I'm a huge fan. Bilbo Baggins, excuse me, and Smeagol before he turned into Gollum. They posted up over there, and I just want to show him some love. He gave me this like thank you card when he sent the package. I made sure I kept it. So Tom, I appreciate you. As always, respect and love, and just love each other and respect each other, y'all. It's a new year. You know, a lot of people on the whole New Year resolution thing. Hey, I mean, you gotta figure out what you want. You gotta make your mind up, come up with a plan, and be consistent.
Yes, consistent. That is the key.
If you're listening and you have any more questions about like me and what I do to stay consistent or as consistent as I can, just please feel free to reach out. I don't mind sharing whatever I can to help people. You know what I'm saying? If you want to start a podcast or get into artwork, painting, creativity on any level, makeup, reach out to my cousin Kicherra. She'll take care of you. Mm-hmm. I vouch for her wholeheartedly 100%. Oh yeah, and before we go, Bob Weir of the Grateful Dead passed away this week. Yeah. He was the rhythm guitarist. So I'm a huge Grateful Dead fan.
Me too.
So rest in peace to him and Jerry. Peace and love at Dap and Hug. Thank you. Before we get out of here, I want to take a moment to show love to Blue Collar Roofing, a trusted partner I work closely with. I spend time around the people and the process, and that's why I'm comfortable sharing this. If you're considering a roof replacement, they're currently offering $500 off when you use promo code DAP. When you visit their website, be sure to navigate to the online instant estimator. And during the questionnaire, enter DAP under the project details section so it's applied correctly. No scare tactics, no pressure, just honest conversations and quality work from people who stand behind what they do. Blue Collar Roofing, built on integrity, backed by work.